113 years ago today, the Titanic sank. In the world of sunk ships, I mean, she's iconic, right? This video is about why she sank, because it may well not have been due to an iceberg if you believe the conspiracy theories. Now, if you've been living under a rock since the film came out in 1997, the Titanic was a luxury cruise ship built in Belfast. She launched on her maiden voyage from Southampton on the 10th of April 1912, headed for New York City. At the time, she was the biggest ship in existence at 269 metres long. The biggest ship today is the Icon of the Sea at 364 metres in length. And look at this comparison picture. The Titanic's whole shtick was that she was unsinkable because there were 16 watertight compartments in the hull which could be sealed off if they got punctured. The ship chugged along happily for 4 days until 11:40 p.m. on the 14th of April 1912 when she struck an iceberg that pierced 6 of those 16 watertight compartments. They had had 6 warnings from other ships of icebergs that went ignored, and that a lifeboat drill that had been due to take place at 11 a.m. that morning was cancelled for an unknown reason. It only took 2 hours and 40 minutes for the Titanic to sink. The ship was equipped to carry 64 lifeboats, but they only actually had 20 for aesthetic reasons. This meant that, best case scenario, only 33% of people on board could get into one. When evacuation eventually commenced, lifeboats were filled to partial capacity. The first boat only had 28 of a possible 65 on board. Now, it's thought that people didn't want to get on them initially because they didn't realise the danger, it was cold, and it was a really long drop to the sea. One boat only had 12 people on it, and worse still, 2 of the lifeboats were left to just float away, meaning that only 18 of them actually launched. 1,517 people died, 68% of people on board, and the numbers speak volumes. 39% of first-class passengers died, 58% of second-class passengers, and 76% of third-class passengers died. So, we know that the Titanic sank because of an iceberg, but here are some of the conspiracy theories. One is that the ship was deliberately sunk in a controlled demolition by the banker J.P. Morgan. His plan was, apparently, to eliminate other millionaires who opposed his idea of a central bank. Morgan was due to travel on the Titanic, but he cancelled his trip last minute due to a reported illness, and a number of the banking millionaires aboard sank with the ship. Another theory states that there had been a fire raging in the coal bunker for 10 days, which had weakened the side of the ship and made it much easier for the iceberg to puncture. Now, fires happened pretty frequently on steamships because coal had got a tendency to spontaneously combust. To put it out, they'd have to use hoses and then they would throw the burning coal into the fires. But experts have said that a fire like this wouldn't have weakened the bulkhead sufficiently for it to be a contributing factor. My favourite theory is that the Titanic didn't actually sink at all. See, the Titanic was built alongside her sister ship, the Olympic. The Olympic had already been in service for some time, and she had suffered a crash with another ship in 1911, causing extensive and expensive damage. The story goes that the Olympic was swapped in to pose as the Titanic so that White Star, the company who owned the ships, could collect the insurance money when she sank. There is extensive evidence disproving this theory too, though, so there we have it, a horrible and avoidable tragedy caused by hubris. This is where optimism leaves you, folks. With too few lifeboats, be pessimistic, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. If you are going to sail, bring your own lifeboat. Then you'll definitely get in one, won't you? Thank you so much for watching. Why not subscribe? And I'll see you tomorrow.